And talk about how to make basically one ingredient plantain tortillas, which has become my favorite bread. These are yummy. You got to check out this recipe. We're going to show you step by step.
Dr. Paul Haider, Master Herbalist. Get healthy now.
Hi, Dr. Paul Haider, Master Herbalist and Health and Wellness Instructor for 33 years. Let's get healthy. What do, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Please tell other people. Today I want to talk about one of my favorite things. This has become my favorite bread. This is plantain bread. Basically one ingredient other than a tad bit of oil in the pan and in the food processor. But these are wonderful. You wouldn't expect it to be. Yeah, but this is fantastic. And we'll get right into the recipe here. I just cut down 60 pounds of plantains, and I'll show you the picture right now. Well, that's a lot of plantains. You know, in one tree will give you about 50, 60 pounds of plantains. That will last a long time. You can actually open them up and cut them up and put them in a bag, and they'll freeze and keep for a long, long time. So that makes it really a great food to have around for sure. And with rising temperatures around the world, you know, plantains are becoming more common. Even in South Korea, they're raising plantains now. Let's get right into the recipe here. So my wife is peeling the plantains now. Just cut off both ends. And go down one side. And she uses the knife to open it up. And then kind of uses her fingers to peel away the skin from the inside of the plantain. And when they're nice and fresh like this one, and we just came off the tree, it's pretty easy to do. It takes a little more work with the ones you buy in the store. Just cut off the ends, go down one side, just through the skin, and then pry it open with a knife, or you can use your fingers, like that. And just keep working it around until it all comes out. You put them in boiling water for about 30-40 minutes till they're completely cooked. You can cut them up into pieces or leave them whole, it doesn't really matter, but it's easier for the next stage if you cut them up. We just cut them up a little bit to put into the food processor. Loading them into the food processor with a regular blade.
And a little bit of water.
Just a little bit of water. And you do this while they're still hot, so you want to use a spoon.
That's too much.
We're processing them till they become a little smooth. So you just a tad of oil to keep it from sticking to everything. This is what it looks like once we get through processing it. Next you have to knead the plantain dough until it gets, you know, kind of like a bread dough. And that will help the consistency of it also. Then you're going to roll it into a ball, and it's going to be about the size of a ping pong ball when you get it all done. You might want to put a little oil on your hands also. Now we use a tortilla press, and we put some plastic on the inside and then cover it with plastic again. And then we squash it down with the tortilla press till it's nice and flat. And then we open it up. There you got a tortilla. And then we're gonna open up the plastic, and then we're gonna pop it into a pan. Pop it into a hot pan and let it just kind of brown. This is hot. We use a cast iron pan, but you could use a non-stick. Some people do. And we put just a tad of oil in there in the first one, just to make sure it doesn't stick to the cast iron. But after that, we don't put any more oil. And we let it go for about 2 or 3 minutes and just kind of turn it up a little bit to see if it gets brown on one side. Now we turned it over, and you can see it brown on a little bit on one side, and then we're gonna let it brown a little bit more on the other side, and just using a spatula to pick it up when it's ready. And it doesn't take very long now. And you're gonna have some wonderful, yummy tortillas that are absolutely fantastic. And now we're going to take it out, check it up a little bit, and turn it over. Almost done. It has to have those little brown marks, as you can see over here. And that means when you're getting ready. And we'll take it out and pop it one more time on the other side. And then we're going to pop it into a dish with some paper towels and let them cool. Turn it one more time. And then we pop it into a pan. And they're ready to eat. Now these are nice and golden and ready to be used for tortillas, for all kinds of things, tacos and burritos or whatever you want. So that's it. Basically one ingredient with a little, you could add a little salt to the plantains if you like them a little more tangy. Also, gotta add a little bit of oil in the food processor because it's very sticky. And I would put some oil in your hands when you're actually peeling them and making the plantain balls before you flatten them out. Or you can flatten them out with your hands also. And plantains are around the world. We just had a friend from Europe come, and you can buy plantains in Europe. Central America, South America, Asia, everybody has plantains. And, we grow them in our yard. I have 3 more stacks of plantains up there waiting for them to get big. And I have about 5 or 6 stacks of bananas in the front yard also. So we're always in plantains and bananas here. And these are good for your gut because they have a lot of good, wonderful things that make the good bacteria grow. It really is full of resistant starch, which is good for boosting up your good bacteria in your gut. And they taste wonderful. They're nice and moist and flexible. You can use them for tacos and little pizzas and all kinds of different things. Let your imagination run wild. And they freeze well. And you keep in the fridge about a week, and they'll freeze for up to a year. So, fantastic. So, to recap, very simple to make. Basically one ingredient. And it can be used for all kinds of things. Good for your probiotics. And it really is a very inexpensive thing. You can buy them, each one of these. One plantain will make basically about 4 or 5 of these, tortillas about this big. And so that's really pretty inexpensive. If you have something going on, give me a call at 831-869-9119. 831-869-9119. I had kidney disease and my GFR was down to 12. It's a 100 now, and we can work on that to help you too. And if you have liver disease, let's turn around that liver disease and get you going in the right direction. And all kinds of things. 831-869-9119. And I'm very inexpensive. Remember God, remember I love you. There's a very interesting man that has gone down through history. His name was the Count of Saint Germain. And he has shown up looking the same throughout history. Lots of people have seen him show up. He was actually at the signing of the Declaration of Independence. They weren't doing well there. They were all kind of arguing and everything. All of a sudden, from the back of the room was locked. He stood up and gave a rousing speech and talked about freedom. And then everybody all of a sudden signed the Declaration of Independence. And all of a sudden they looked around and he wasn't there. And many people have said this over and over again. And one person said, I knew him 50 years ago. There he is now. He hasn't aged. He still looks 45. And he showed up over and over again. Wow. If this man is not some kind of angel or something, I don't know what's going on here. But we have angels around us all the time. You may not believe in guardian angels, but they believe in you. I love you.